Let's make focaccia pizza muffins together. You'll need 500 grams of strong bread flour, and if you're anything like me, you'll end up putting too much into the bowl, then taking it out, then sprinkling the correct amount back on top. You will also need 10 grams of salt, 7 grams of instant yeast, 5 grams of sugar, and about 420 milliliters of water, and then 15 milliliters of olive oil. Mix your yeast, salt, sugar, and water together and then add the olive oil. Pour your wet mixture into the flour and mix with a fork or a spoon until it forms a shaggy dough. As I am mixing the dough with my spoon, I am also turning the bowl to make sure that I grab everything off of the sides and later using a spatula to help me. Once you've mixed your dough, leave it to rest for 15 minutes and this is what it should look like. Wet your hands to make sure the dough doesn't stick to you and it's time to perform your first set of stretch and folds. Essentially what you're doing is picking up one side of the dough and folding it over itself towards yourself, then turning the ball and doing the exact same thing. I do as many stretch and folds as my heart desires, but you can get away with doing 4 to 6. This is what my dough looks like after the first set of stretch and folds, and this is what it looks like after proving for 20 more minutes. Wet your hands again and it's time to perform a second set of stretch and folds. You can see now the dough is much more elastic and it's not ripping as quickly as it did the first time. This is because the gluten is finally starting to work and it's much easier to work with the dough and fold it in on itself. Once you've completed that set of stretch and folds, pour a mortgage worth amount of olive oil on top of your dough and cover it with cling film. Quick life hack, mentally prepare yourself to struggle with opening the cling film and then it will open with no issues because the universe works in mysterious ways. This is what your dough should look like after resting for 1 to 1.5 hours. Super lovely, airy, bubbly and jiggly. If you were making just normal focaccia bread, at this point you would just tip this dough out onto your tray and dimple it. But since we're making pizza muffins, we're going to need a cupcake tray, a little bit more olive oil, and some pizza toppings of your choice. I chose to have some passata for the base, cheese, and ham. You can see that I greased the muffin tin as well as greasing the countertop so that I can tip the dough out and it won't stick. And here I'm just ripping up the dough. I know, it looks scary, but trust the process. The trick with bread is making sure that the bread doesn't sense you are scared of it.